Welcome learners.
In this video titled Tribes of Bihar and West Bengal 2, we will be discussing about the major tribes of Bihar in detail.
Munda tribes. The name Munda is of Sanskrit origin. It means headman of a village. They believe that they are the descendants of Singbonga, the supreme god. The Munda, an ancient people, also lend the name to the language called Austro-Asiatic or Mundri or Kolarian, which is one of the 4 language families of India. They use the Devanagari script. The Munda of Bihar is divided into Totemic clans. Group endogamy and Kili exogamy constitute their marriage boundaries. Kili. They prefer adult marriage, but there are also cases of child marriage. Among them, the common mode of acquiring a mate is through negotiation. Other modes resorted to are mutual consent, elopement, service, intrusion, and exchange. Monogamy is the common form. Junior levirate and junior surrogate are allowed. The Munda are patrilocal. Divorce is permitted and either women or men can initiate it. Divorce is permitted and either women or men can initiate it. The Munda women have a role to play in the economic, social, and ritual activities. The marriage is solemnized at the bride's house. They bury the dead and observe the customary pollution up to 9 days. The Munda are mainly nature worshippers. They also worship their ancestors. They also worship clan and village deities. Cultivation is their traditional as well as their primary occupation, while hunting and collection of forest produce are subsidiary occupations. Some of the Munda are service holders in government and private sectors, while many of them work as laborers in agricultural or non-agricultural sectors. They have scholars, artists, white-collar job holders, teachers, administrators, doctors, engineers, and political leaders among them, who keep the community linked to the outer world. The literacy rate in Mundas is 22.16%. They rely on both indigenous and modern systems of medicine. For domestic fuel, they mostly use wood and kerosene oil. Some of their land is irrigated by water drawn from wells, which have multiplied in number through the efforts of various agencies. The Munda cultivators use both the organic and chemical fertilizers and insecticides. Their schools are served midday meals in the government-run nursery schools. They are supplied with some essential commodities through fair price shops.
Bathuri tribes.
Bathudi tribe is among the most important tribes left in Bihar. They are the most colorful and artistic of all tribes in the state. Their homes, which are ordinary mud-thatched houses, are made extraordinary with some exquisite multicolored flowery designs. The Bathudi live primarily in the districts of Mayurbhanj, Kendujargarh, and Balasore in the state of Orissa, East India. Most Bathudi are bilingual, speaking their native language, Bathudi, and Oriya. Bathudi is an unclassified language that is perhaps unlike all other tribal languages. Like most Indians, the Bathudi are primarily Hindu. The ancestors of the Bathudi immigrated from Bakua in the Simlipal hills following the course of the Godavari river. After bitter conflict and tribal warfare with the Gond, the Bathudi were eventually defeated. Today, the Bathudi live among the Santal, the Gond, the Munda, and the Ho people groups. The social organization of the Bathudi maintains a hierarchy of castes and subgroups, some of which are the same as those of the neighboring Hindu groups. Presently, the Bathudi are considered to be a clean caste in the caste hierarchy of Hindu society. The Bathudi tribe is divided into more than 56 sections or Kili. Marriage within the same section is prohibited. Weddings are expensive for the poor Bathudi. Most marriages are arranged by the groom's parents. Before the parents seek a wife for their son, they consult an astrologer to see if his marriage to a particular woman will be successful. Once the marriage is arranged, a ceremony takes place in the bride's village. In the past, marriages were celebrated with dancing, but now the guests are entertained with a festive meal. The Bathudi have given up drinking alcohol and eating beef or pork. Instead, they enjoy eating termites and red ants. Rice is their staple food, accompanied by green leaves or vegetables. They are mostly vegetarians due to the non availability of game and their low incomes. For religious ceremonies, however, the Bathuri will eat fowl. Bathuri live in villages consisting of various tribes. However, within these villages, the Bathuri have separate settlements. Their houses are arranged in 2 rows alongside the main street. Their mud walled huts generally have 2 rooms. The inner room is used for sleeping and cooking, while the goats and poultry roam freely in the outer room. The Bathuri usually paint the walls of their homes red or white. They sleep on palm leaf mats and wooden furniture is rarely found. The Bathuri are mostly Hindu and their beliefs and practices are the same as those of the neighboring Hindu tribes. The village priest, who serves as a mediator between the villagers and the gods, worships the village gods. The Bathuri have not yet completely lost their beliefs in magic and witchcraft. The Bathuri were traditionally fishermen. Today, however, they depend primarily on farming or wage earning jobs. They live in the plains areas in the midst of different castes and tribes. The amount of land they own is insufficient for meeting their basic needs, and hunting and fishing are no longer practiced as an added income. Therefore, many are dependent on income from petty businesses such as buying rice and selling it for a higher price.
Binjia tribes.
The Binjwari, also known as Binjal, live in several Indian states, namely Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Bihar, and West Bengal. It is unsure as to whether their native language called Binjwari is of Dravidian or Indo-Aryan origin. Many of the Binjwari are bilingual, speaking both Binjwari and Chhattisgarhi. Risley has mentioned 2 subgroups, the Pahadia Binjias and the Dhand Binjias among them. The Binjias have a number of exogamous Totemic clans. They have titles like Nayak, Pradhan, Raut, and Manji. Child marriage is now being replaced by adult marriage. The common mode of selecting a spouse is negotiation, mutual consent, and exchange. They normally follow monogamy, but polygyny is also at times followed. Junior levirate and junior sororate is permitted. Vermilion and glass bangles are the marriage symbols for women. Bride price is paid in cash and in kind. Post-marital residence is patrilocal. Divorce is allowed with social approval. Remarriage is allowed for both the sexes, and in such a marriage alliance, bride price is not paid. Most of the families are nuclear, though extended families are not uncommon. The parental property is divided equally among the sons. The women attend to all the household chores and participate in various socio-economic activities. Postnatal pollution is observed for 12 or 21 days and ends after the bari ritual is observed. On that day, a Brahmin names the child and tonsure is also performed. The first feeding of rice is held either in the 5th or 6th month. The dead are either buried or cremated. They observe death pollution for 10 days, and on the 12th day, the lineage members are treated to a feast. Food is accepted from and exchanged with the Gasi, Turi, Domra, Ahir, Lohra, Brahmin, etc. Lohra women serve as midwives during childbirth, and the Brahmin presides over marriage rituals. They share all the public places except the burial ground with their neighbors. The Binjia are a community of both landowning and landless people. Their traditional occasion, agriculture, is supplemented by wage labor in mines and quarries. They observe the festivals of Holi, Diwali, Ram Navami, Karam, Jitya, and Sarhul. Their rituals are conducted by a priest. The community has oral traditions and uses percussion instruments while singing folk songs. Both men and women participate in their traditional dances. The literacy rate among the Binjia is 46.2%. The children often discontinue their studies due to various socioeconomic reasons. They prefer to use traditional herbal medicines except in critical cases. Their attitude towards family planning is not favorable. They fetch drinking water from streams and wells. Some of them have procured loans for purchasing draught animals through employment generation schemes. Some of them have electricity in their homes. They use firewood and cow dung cakes as fuel. They use organic manure to raise the fertility of cultivable land. The facilities of the PDS are availed of, though not regularly, and they are dependent on private money lenders.
Birjia tribes.
Birjia is one of the largest tribes in Bihar today, often spelt as Birijia. The word Birjia means fish of the jungle. Often spelt as Brijia, the word Birjia means fish of the jungle. Earlier, they were mainly resident of hilly areas, but because of difficulties in agriculture, they moved down to plains. There are two groups among them, namely Telia or Tela and Sinduria. Their mother tongue, Birjia, belongs to the Austro-Asiatic family of languages, but they also converse in Sadri and Hindi and use the Devanagari script. The Birjia groups are divided into exogamous totemic clans. Both child and adult marriages are prevalent. Marriage through negotiation, exchange, or by intrusion are the ways of acquiring spouses. Monogamy is the usual form, but polygyny is also practiced. Bride price is paid in cash and kind. After marriage, residence is patrilocal. Divorce, remarriage, junior levirate, and junior serorate are permissible. Both nuclear and extended types of families are reported. The Birjia women are involved in economic, social, and ritual affairs. After the birth of a child, a ritual is performed on the 6th or 9th day unless it is delayed for economic reasons. The naming and tonsure ceremonies are observed on the same day. Most of the Birjia people are farmers, and only few of them indulged in occupations like gathering, hunting, fishing, basketry, and working as daily laborers. The collection of forest produce and hunting are their subsidiary economic activities. Most of the Birjia tribe people practice Hinduism and worship Hindu gods and goddesses. Birjia folks also worship ancestral spirits for peace and prosperity. The Birjia worship their ancestors who are believed to have divine attributes. They observe festivals like Sarhul, Karma, Fagua, along with Ram Navami and Dashara. The Birjia have a literacy rate of 39.6%. Many of them have benefited from rural employment generation schemes and old age pension schemes. They use wood and kerosene as domestic fuel and use organic manure to raise the fertility of cultivable land. They depend on private moneylenders to procure loans.
Chik Baraik tribes.
Chik Baraik tribe is mainly found in the rural parts of Bihar, also known as Baraik. They believe that they originated from a scarecrow brought to life by Lord Shiva. They are considered very friendly and share space with other tribes. The Chik Baraik are divided into 7 groups like the Sutbansi, Pahika, Das, Gara Baraik, and so on. The languages spoken by Chik Baraik people include Mundri, Sadani, and Hindi. Nowadays, they prefer adult marriage to the customary practice of child marriage. Marriage by negotiation is common and is otherwise finalized by intrusion, exchange, service, and courtship. The divorce and remarriage of a widow, widower, or divorcee are permissible. Junior serorate and junior levirate are prevalent. Women observe birth pollution for 6 days. The Chik Baraik may either cremate or bury the dead, and the pollution period is observed for 5 to 10 days. Chik Baraik is famous as a tribe of artists. The Chik Baraik is traditionally a community of weavers. Most of them have given up this occupation to become cultivators. However, some families practice weaving as a subsidiary occupation. They also work as weavers, bird trappers, farmers, and daily laborers. The collection of forest products and hunting supplement their earning. The Chik Barai profess their traditional religion, and Devi Mai, Surjahi, and Barpahari are their deities. They also worship the moon, earth, air, their ancestors, and other deities. In recent years, a number of them have begun to get into teaching and government profession. The members of the community are interested in educating their children. This is evident from their literacy rate, which is 44.1%. In case of illness, they prefer to consult a village medicine man and visit the hospital only if his treatment fails. They have responded positively towards family planning programs, and a couple prefers to have 3 children. Many of them have received government assistance to revive the craft of weaving. They avail of the facilities of mass media and communication. Wood and kerosene oil is used as fuel. Their lands are rain-fed and they use organic manure. They have benefited from welfare schemes for children and depend on private moneylenders during an economic crisis.
Khon tribes.
Khon tribes of Bihar are basically of Proto-Australoid race and are considered as one of the scheduled tribes. Jharkhand, Singhbhum, Hazaribagh are the abode of this tribal community. As per the history, the Khon tribe migrated from Orissa and is one of the major tribes of India. This tribal community linguistically belongs to Austroasiatic family. Their language is known as Kuvi and is a type of Dravidian language. There is no strict endogamy within the Khon tribe. It has 2 main divisions: Kutia Khons, who are hillmen and retain their primitive tribal customs, and the plain-dwelling Khons, who have acquired the customs of Hinduism. They know the use of medicinal plants and treat diseases with the plants. The Khons are a group of people who are tall and have some features of Aryan. They are considered as mixed Dravidian race. Khons are divided in clans like Hansa, Bek, Hembram, Bedia, etc. The Khons follow animistic religion and they worship almost 83 gods, of whom Dharni Diota, the earth god, is chief. Some are also followers of Hinduism and Christianity. The name of their main deity is Singhbonga. Their local deities are Thakurde, Thakurdio, Burhade, Burhadio, Buranburu, Bagbonga, and Tilabonga. These Khon tribes are also very pious as reflected in their practices and rituals that they used to revere with enthusiasm. In the ancient times, in commemoration of their earth goddess, Tarapennu, they carried old practice of giving human lives. The way the whole ceremony of sacrifice was done was also very significant. First, the sacrificial victim Khon tribe used was bought or captured. He was then anointed with oil and turmeric and then connected to the cross piece of the pillar, which constituted an elephant. This cross piece was then spanned and then taken round an erected post. Males and females danced and sang around the victim, who was then drugged and thus intoxicated. He was then beaten up to death and chopped into pieces. Every Khon tribes used to take these pieces and buried it in his field in order to ensure beneficial crops and debar evil. Ultimately, this gruesome practice was prohibited in the year 1845. Today, these Khon tribes go for giving goats and buffaloes as offerings. The Khon tribes also have plethora of traditional objects. These include broad range of brass images of animals and also human figures, which are revered and also taken during any of the marriage processions. The tribe has 3 principal festivals known as the Semi Jatra, the Mahua Jatra, and the Chawal Duba Jatra. The Semi Jatra is held on the 10th day of the waning moon of Aghan, when the new semi or country beans are roasted, a goat or fowl is sacrificed, and some milk or water is offered to the earth god. The principal festival is the Dashara or Chawal Duba on the 10th day of the waning moon of Kunwar, which in the case of the Khons marks the rice harvest. The Khon traditionally despises all occupations except those of husbandry, hunting, and war. In some villages, individual ownership is unknown, and the land is cultivated on a system of temporary occupation subject to periodical redistribution under the orders of the headman or Malik. The Khons will admit in the community a male orphan child of any superior caste, including those of the Binjwars and Gonds. In the present times, they have got awareness and exposure, which has led to reduction of superstitions like human sacrifice. Khond children now attend schools and colleges, though many drop out because of economic hardships. Both modern and indigenous methods of medicines are used. They have also benefited from macro projects initiated by Tribal Welfare Department for self-employment in agriculture and employment in animal husbandry. ICDS schemes benefited the mother and children. The tribals utilize service of banks and post offices, though dependence on moneylenders and shopkeepers still continues.
Conclusion.
We tried to have an insight into the major tribes of Bihar. Thank you.